Scientists say the universe is slowly dying. That one day, all the stars will burn out, all the energy will fade, and everything, from the smallest atom to the largest galaxy, will grow cold and dark. This haunting, inevitable future is what modern physics calls the heat death of the universe. It's a vision of a final, silent emptiness. But could this grand cosmic ending have been hinted at, described in imagery and verse over 1400 years ago? Was the end of everything foretold before we even knew what a galaxy was? Let's explore this scientific concept. What exactly is heat death? It sounds dramatic, and it is. The idea is rooted in a fundamental principle of physics called entropy. Imagine pouring a drop of ink into a glass of water. At first, it's concentrated, but over time, it spreads out until the water is uniformly colored. That's entropy in action, the tendency for energy and matter to spread out, to become more disordered. Modern cosmology predicts that as our universe continues its relentless expansion, this same process is happening on a cosmic scale. Energy, once concentrated in brilliant stars and powerful quasars, is spreading out evenly. Over trillions upon trillions of years, the fuel for stars will be exhausted. No new stars will form to take their place. The universe will reach a state of maximum entropy, where there's no more usable energy to power anything. No movement, no light, no heat. Just a cold, dark, and unchanging void. This is the big freeze, the ultimate heat death. The scientific foundation for this prediction is unshakable. It comes from the second law of thermodynamics, one of the most well-established laws in all of science. It states that in a closed system, like our universe is believed to be, total entropy or disorder always increases over time. The universe is constantly running down like a wind-up clock that was wound at the Big Bang and is now slowly ticking towards its final stop. As the universe expands, galaxies are drifting further and further apart. The light from distant stars is stretching and fading. And eventually, over unimaginable timescales, even the fundamental particles that make up matter itself might decay into nothingness. It's a slow, quiet, but definitive end. The universe isn't eternal. It's a finite process with a beginning, a middle, and an ultimate end. Now let's turn our attention to the cosmic imagery found in the Qur'an, a text revealed centuries before telescopes, thermodynamics, or the concept of an expanding universe. The Qur'an describes the final moments of our cosmos with powerful, evocative language. It says, when the sun is wrapped up in darkness, and when the stars fall, losing their light. These verses paint a picture not of a stable, eternal cosmos, but of a dynamic one, subject to profound and final change. Another striking verse states, on the day when we will fold the sky like a scroll is folded for books. This imagery of the heavens being rolled up suggests a complete transformation, a closure of the cosmic chapter. The clear message across these verses is that the universe as we know it has an appointed end. It will not continue forever in its current state. What makes this even more fascinating is that the Qur'an also speaks of the universe's expansion. A verse declares, and the heaven we built with strength, and indeed, we are expanding it. This statement is remarkable because the expansion of the universe was a concept entirely unknown to science until the 20th century, with the discoveries of astronomers like Edwin Hubble. It was this very discovery of an expanding universe that laid the groundwork for the heat death theory. If the universe is expanding, it's cooling and spreading its energy thinner, leading it down the path toward eventual thermal equilibrium, the very definition of heat death. The Qur'an seems to mention both the engine of the end expansion and the symptoms of the end, the fading of stars and the folding of the heavens. Of course, modern science has proposed several possible scenarios for the universe's ultimate fate. There's the Big Freeze, which is another name for heat death, where the universe expands forever until it's cold and dark. There was the Big Crunch theory, which suggested gravity might eventually pull everything back together into a fiery singularity. And there's the more exotic Big Rip, where the expansion accelerates so violently that it tears apart galaxies, stars, and even atoms themselves. While the debate continues, the evidence from cosmic observations currently leans most strongly toward the Big Freeze. The most widely accepted scenario today is a slow, gradual fading into darkness, a universe that simply runs out of energy. So, where does this leave us? Is the correspondence between Quranic descriptions and modern cosmological predictions just a coincidence? Is it simply a matter of interpreting poetic metaphor through a modern scientific lens? The Qur'an, of course, does not present scientific equations or detailed physical models. It's a book of guidance, not a physics textbook. Yet it repeatedly and emphatically rejects the ancient pagan idea of an eternal, unchanging universe. Instead, it describes a creation that is dynamic, one that undergoes transformation, a folding of space and an extinguishing of cosmic light. Was this poetic language meant to be a simple metaphor for judgment, or was it a glimpse of profound insight into the true nature of the cosmos? Ultimately, the Quran's perspective on the end of the universe serves a deeper purpose. It states that creation was not an accident, that it was not brought into being without a reason. The very fact that the universe has a definite beginning, the Big Bang, and a predicted end, points away from a random, meaningless existence. It suggests that our reality is not a cosmic accident destined to drift forever. Instead, it is a finite story, part of a greater design, with a beginning, a middle, and a conclusion. It frames our lives, our choices, and our consciousness within a purposeful narrative. One day, science predicts, the stars will go dark, the galaxies will fade into a silent abyss. Energy will dissipate into a uniform coldness. Time will continue, but in a universe devoid of event or change. Science predicts this slow, inevitable end. And 14 centuries ago, the Quran reminded humanity that nothing in this created universe, not even the stars themselves, is meant to last forever. They too have their appointed term, designed or random. Let me know your thoughts respectfully in the comments. Thanks for watching.